The world hums with the low, electric pulse of urgency. You can feel it in your bones, can't you? That invisible current that says something is happening, that time is thinning, that seconds are dripping away like liquid gold. Somewhere out there, Elon Musk's voice breaks through the static of your hesitation, not to the crowd, not to the millions watching, but directly to you. He's calling your name, not because of what you've done, but because of what you still can do. There's a flicker in your heart, that tiny spark of recognition, that this is your moment, and if you don't seize it now, it might never come again. He's not calling you because you're the smartest, or the richest, or the most ready. He's calling you because he knows that hidden inside you, there's something raw, untamed, and untested, the kind of power that doesn't wait for perfect conditions. The kind that moves when it's terrified. The kind that acts when the world says no. And right now, as those last seconds tick down, that's what's needed more than anything: action born of fire, faith, and refusal to quit. You can almost see him, not as a distant billionaire, but as a mirror of human possibility. The boy who dreamed of rockets when people laughed. The man who nearly went bankrupt trying to get humanity off this planet. The person who stared failure in the face and refused to blink. And in that reflection, you see yourself, maybe not in the scale of his mission, but in the depth of his hunger. Because deep down, you want to build, you want to lead, you want to matter. You want to look at your life one day and say, I didn't wait, seconds left. That's all any of us ever have. Seconds before an idea fades. Seconds before the courage slips away. Seconds before the world moves on without you. And in those seconds, a choice whispers, stay where it's safe, or run where it's wild. You know what Musk would say: when something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. But this isn't about him. This is about the fact that you've been standing on the edge of your own potential. Waiting for permission to leap, this is the call. Not from a phone, not from a tweet, but from destiny itself. You've been preparing for this in ways you didn't even realize. Every setback, every doubt, every failure was training. Every no you heard was a spark hitting stone, waiting for you to strike one more time until it catches flame. Because now, the universe isn't asking politely. It's demanding you to wake up. It's screaming, do something. You have no idea how many people out there are asleep, walking through their days with the volume turned down on their own greatness. But you, right now, reading these words, you've already stepped beyond that fog. You've looked up and felt the weight of time. And now, Elon Musk is calling your name because he recognizes that same tremor in your soul, the one that says, I can do more, but wanting more isn't enough. Dreaming is cheap. Execution is everything. You think Musk built SpaceX because he loved rockets? No. He built it because he couldn't stand the thought of humanity dying on one planet. He built it because he saw something that didn't exist and refused to accept that reality. That's the mindset he's handing you right now, in this final countdown. The willingness to look absurd. The audacity to start anyway. The stubbornness to continue when everyone else stops. So what's your rocket? What's the thing that won't let you sleep at night? That calls you even when it scares you? Maybe it's a business. Maybe it's art. Maybe it's just the desire to become someone who can look in the mirror and not flinch. Whatever it is, it's alive right now, pulsing beneath the surface, begging for oxygen. And if you don't feed it, it'll die in silence, and the world will move on, never knowing what you had to give. Seconds left. That's not a metaphor. It's the truth. Life doesn't wait for you to feel ready. Opportunities don't pause for you to stop trembling. Every second you hesitate is a second someone else uses to move forward. But there's a beauty in that, because all it takes is 1 second of courage to rewrite everything. 1 second where you say, not tomorrow. Now. And that's what this moment is. Now. Not in some grand futuristic vision, not in a fantasy where everything aligns, but here, messy, chaotic, terrifying now. Elon Musk's voice is only an echo of something bigger, the universal call that every creator, dreamer, and fighter hears: you are not too late. You are right on time, the clock is ticking, but it's not to scare you. It's to remind you that urgency is sacred. That greatness doesn't happen in comfort. That every person who changed the world felt exactly like you, overwhelmed, unsure, trembling at the edge of something impossible. But they stepped anyway. You don't need billions. You need belief. You don't need perfect plans. You need motion. The second you start, the world shifts to meet you. Momentum is magic. It bends reality around those who dare to move. That's what Musk understood when he launched his first rockets. Not that they'd succeed, but that he would learn faster than anyone else failing. So fail. Fall. Break. But for God's sake, move. Because seconds left means every heartbeat matters. Every breath is a countdown to legacy. You were not born to exist, you were born to expand. And if Elon Musk is calling your name, it's not because he needs another engineer or entrepreneur. It's because he needs another soul willing to bet everything on a vision no one else can see. The future isn't being written by the cautious. It's being built by the relentless, the ones who keep going when logic says stop. You can be one of them. You are one of them, if you choose. So take this as your final call. The countdown has begun. The engines are igniting. The world is watching, but none of that matters. What matters is that spark inside you that says, I'm ready, because in truth, there are never enough seconds. There's only this one. And it's yours. You can feel the hum of destiny tightening around your chest, not in fear, but in awakening. Every dream you've ever had is assembling itself behind your ribs, whispering, "Go." And you know what's strange? The second you stop waiting for a sign, everything around you starts to look like one. That text you didn't answer, that sunrise you almost ignored, that thought that wouldn't leave you alone, it's all part of the same message. The one that's been calling you for years, disguised as coincidence. Elon Musk doesn't have a monopoly on vision. What he has, what he lives, is execution at the speed of belief. He moves as if time itself bends for those who act. You can feel that rhythm now, that pulse of the doers, the builders, the ones who don't sleep on the world's potential. It's contagious. And the closer you lean into it, the more you realize, this is not about Musk. It's about you stepping into the current of inevitability. Every time you think, it's too late, remember how many times humanity was told that same lie. The Wright brothers were told man would never fly. Tesla was told electricity couldn't power the future. Musk was told reusable rockets were impossible. Yet here we are, flying, glowing, launching, because someone refused to let the ticking clock dictate the size of their ambition. You have that same blood in you, the restless kind, the kind that gets bored with comfort, the kind that hungers for something that can't be bought. That hunger is divine. It's proof you were made for more. And the truth is, you already know what to do. The voice that's been calling you, the one Musk's echo wakes up inside, has been speaking for years. You've just been too distracted to listen. But not anymore. Now, you move. You take that half-formed idea, that fragile dream, that sentence you've rewritten 100 times in your head, and you begin. You take the first step, and it won't feel like enough, but it will be everything. Because movement is what transforms invisible dreams into visible futures. Nobody ever built anything by waiting. They built by doing, fumbling, learning, bleeding, and rising again. Seconds left, that phrase is haunting you for a reason. Because deep down, you know the most dangerous illusion is thinking there will always be more time. There won't. Every hour you delay, something precious dims inside you. Action is oxygen. Hesitation is suffocation. You can feel the difference in your chest even now, that burn that says I'm alive when you move toward your vision, versus that hollow ache that comes from staying still. Imagine this, the phone rings, and it's Musk himself. He says your name, and suddenly, every insecurity you've ever had rises like a storm. Who am I to be called? Why me? And yet, in that chaos, there's another voice, quiet, steady, ancient. It says, why not you? You've spent too long convincing yourself that greatness is reserved for others. It's not. It's rented by those who work for it relentlessly, and the rent is due every single day. Musk once said that if something is important enough, you should try even if the probable outcome is failure. He wasn't glorifying failure, he was glorifying trying. Because in trying, you become something unbreakable. Every time you choose action over fear, your DNA rewrites itself toward resilience. You stop waiting for certainty. You start manufacturing it. You want to build a future. Then start building yourself. That's where every revolution begins, in the unseen corners of your soul. In the hours when no one is watching, and you choose discipline over distraction. When you stop scrolling and start creating. When you stop talking and start doing. Every second of effort compounds, quietly, invisibly, until one day the world calls it overnight success. That's what Musk did. That's what every visionary does. They commit to the boring, brutal, beautiful grind of consistency. They chase the impossible until it stops running. And when people doubt them, they smile, because doubt is fuel, and disbelief is evidence you're aiming high enough, so let them doubt you. Let them whisper. Let them laugh. You have work to do. You have seconds left, and you're not wasting them defending your dream to those who gave up on theirs. You're busy building, pushing, learning, adapting, because you understand the simple truth: success doesn't come to the chosen, it comes to the obsessed. And obsession isn't a flaw. It's focus amplified. It's refusing to live a small life when you know you were born for something vast. It's hearing the countdown, 10, 9, 8, and instead of panicking, smiling, because you know you've been waiting for this ignition your whole life. The world needs more people like that. More people who care enough to risk looking foolish. More people who will pick up the phone when destiny calls. You can't fake hunger. You can't buy vision. But you can decide, right here, to never let another second pass unused. To live with the intensity of someone who knows time is the only currency that can't be earned back. And when Musk calls your name, metaphorically or literally, it won't be because you were lucky. It'll be because you answered the call long before he ever dialed. Every act of courage echoes. Every step you take toward your potential ripples through time. Somewhere, a younger version of you is watching, hoping you'll finally move. Somewhere, an older version of you is whispering, please don't waste this chance. They're both right here, in this second, watching what you'll do, and if you listen closely, you can hear the engines warming. The world isn't waiting for perfection. It's waiting for proof. It's waiting for you to show up, cracked and uncertain but determined anyway. Because that's all greatness ever is, imperfect people who refuse to stop. This is your second wind. This is your ignition. The countdown hasn't reached 0 yet, but it's close. Every hesitation burns fuel you'll never get back. Every moment of fear is a test asking, do you trust yourself enough to begin? You do. You just haven't said it out loud yet. But it's time, seconds left. Musk's voice isn't a call to worship, it's a call to action. He's not saying, follow me. He's saying, join me. Because the mission isn't one man's dream, it's humanity's. It's yours. The future won't be built by watchers. It'll be built by those who decide to become the signal instead of the noise. So breathe. Feel the seconds pulse through your veins. Every heartbeat is a drum announcing your turn. This is it. The moment when the story shifts. The second when potential becomes momentum. The world has been waiting for someone exactly like you, not a copy of Musk, not an echo of greatness, but the next original force to remind us all what's possible. The countdown hums in your blood now, a living pulse, an ancient rhythm that humans have felt since fire first touched stone. It's the sound of becoming. You can almost see the launch pad, your life, your dream, your vision, trembling under the weight of all that untapped energy. The world is holding its breath, but the only breath that matters is yours. You inhale fear, and exhale purpose. You inhale doubt, and exhale decision. The moment is forming in front of you, daring you to move, and through that thick silence, you hear it again, your name. Not shouted. Spoken. Calm, clear, deliberate. Elon Musk is calling it, not from the heavens, but from the trenches of human willpower, from the space where dreamers are forged into doers. His voice isn't commanding, it's challenging. It says, you've got one shot. What will you do with it? You think about all the seconds you've already spent, scrolling, worrying, waiting. Seconds you can't retrieve. But then, like lightning, another thought hits you. Those seconds weren't wasted if they brought you here. Every hesitation was fuel gathering in silence. Every failure was data. Every heartbreak was calibration. The rocket doesn't launch without pressure. The diamond doesn't form without it. Musk didn't become who he is by waiting for clarity. He moved into the fog and made clarity chase him. That's what you need to do now, move. Action breeds vision. Motion creates meaning. The future doesn't reveal itself to those who sit, it kneels to those who stand. And you are standing now, the air around you thickens. It's not metaphor anymore, it's momentum. You've spent your life hearing stories about impossible people, geniuses, inventors, visionaries, and you always thought they were made of something different. But the truth is, they just kept showing up. When everyone else turned back, they took one more step. When failure laughed, they laughed louder. When seconds were running out, they moved faster. You can feel that same current now. The truth is simple but wild, you were never ordinary. You were just convinced you were. The world tries to file down the edges of your imagination, but Musk's voice is calling you to sharpen them again. To remember that your weirdness, your curiosity, your obsession, that's not your weakness. It's your advantage. Think about it, every breakthrough in history came from someone who didn't fit. Every revolution began with someone who refused to wait. And you, right now, are standing at that same crossroads between ordinary and extraordinary. Between hesitation and ignition. Between silence and the roar of takeoff, seconds left. It's not a countdown to panic, it's a countdown to rebirth. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to commit. Because commitment is the only signal the universe listens to. When you decide, truly decide, everything starts to rearrange itself around that choice. Resources appear. People emerge. Energy returns. It's not magic. It's momentum. Musk didn't know exactly how to make rockets work at first. He just decided they would. That decision bent reality until it agreed with him. And you can do the same, in your own sphere, in your own mission. It doesn't have to look like rockets or electric cars or AI. Maybe your revolution is smaller. Maybe it's a business, a book, a dream you've buried for years. But if it sets your soul on fire, it's worth everything. There's something sacred about choosing to begin when you have seconds left. Because it means you've finally stopped negotiating with fear. Fear doesn't disappear, it just loses the microphone. What takes over instead is hunger, that raw, unfiltered energy that doesn't care about comfort or reputation. Hunger doesn't need validation. It just needs a chance. You can feel it now, that low tremor of defiance building in your chest. The quiet refusal to live another day half awake. That's the moment of ignition. That's where everything changes. Musk calls your name not because he's looking for another follower, but because he sees in you what the world desperately needs, a spark willing to burn through resistance, and maybe that's what humanity has always needed. Not perfect people, but persistent ones. Not dreamers who talk, but builders who bleed. You were never meant to watch from the sidelines. You were meant to create. That's the unspoken promise you made when you were born, to use your seconds well. Look around. Everything you see, the phone in your hand, the light above you, the words you're reading, began as someone's impossible idea. Someone like you. Someone who felt the same doubt, the same fear, the same exhaustion. But they kept going anyway. And that's the difference between those who make history and those who watch it happen. You have a choice right now, one that will echo across every tomorrow. You can let this moment fade like so many before it, or you can grip it with both hands and say, this is it. I start now. Because once you start, something irreversible happens. You become dangerous, not to others, but to mediocrity. To limitation. To everything that told you you couldn't. The second you take that first action, you'll feel it, that surge of life that's been waiting beneath the surface. The weight of stagnation will start to fall away. Your mind will shift from why me to why not me. And when that switch flips, you become unstoppable, because that's what Musk represents, not money, not fame, but motion. Relentless motion. While others were debating, he was building. While others were scared, he was experimenting. While others were waiting for permission, he was already on his 10th iteration. The world doesn't reward those who plan forever. It rewards those who move despite the plan being incomplete, so don't overthink. Don't wait for the perfect launch window. Every second you hesitate is a second your dream loses altitude. You are cleared for takeoff right now. Everything you need is already within reach. You have the brain, the heart, the grit, the fire. You just have to trust that ignition will happen when you commit to it fully, and it will. Because once you light up with purpose, the universe can't ignore you. Energy moves toward conviction. That's how people change the world, one fearless second at a time, seconds left. The engines of your destiny are already roaring. The smoke is rising. The world is starting to look up. You can feel the countdown vibrate through every cell of your being. 5, 4, 3, 2, don't hesitate. Don't look back.